Tonight, the King 5 investigators reveal workers at a King County landfill are worried exposure to arsenic on the job has impacted their health. The county's solid waste division has violated rules that exist to protect the environment and the public for years. King 5's Taylor Mirfendereski brings us the latest developments.
And we're going to go upstairs.
This is cell phone video of John DeMello. His wife Debbie is documenting his difficulty breathing.
It takes him a while. He rests here for a while.
For years, this North Bend couple has shuffled in and out of hospitals.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy.
First, it was John's kidney cancer, then his open heart surgery. Now doctors are looking into whether his latest medical problem, lesions on his lungs,
He's just totally out of breath.
could be from exposure at work to arsenic.
He's so sick, and it's not getting any better.
John is a 75-year-old veteran truck driver at King County's Cedar Hills Regional Landfill. This large facility in Maple Valley is where all but 2 King County cities dump their trash.
We've always been told it's not a hazardous environment. You got nothing to worry about. You work in a safe environment.
But our investigation found the county's been repeatedly in trouble for arsenic levels here that are too high. And they've been accused of not being transparent with the workforce about potential risks to their health.
I don't have any doubt in my mind that this has affected people.
Exactly how high levels of arsenic made its way to the landfill is controversial. King County says it's not their fault, but one of their contractors. That business is Bioenergy Washington, or BEW. Why was there a need for your plant?
Yeah, so
Kevin Singer is BEW's plant manager.
we have 8 technicians.
The company takes what's called landfill gas, a byproduct of the trash that decomposes here, and they turn it into natural gas, a renewable energy resource.
That's where the liquid essentially
The
is.
liquid collected in this tank when they purify the gas contains some of the arsenic that's been causing concern.
They said, hey, we're having arsenic exceedances.
King County and BEW are in a standoff, a legal fight about who's responsible.
No, I don't think we've done anything wrong. I think, we have absolutely nothing to hide. We don't add arsenic into the process. So all the arsenic that we have comes from the landfill gas that was delivered to us from the county.
King County disputes that, but they have gotten in trouble because for a decade, BEW's arsenic-laden liquid was dumped into these landfill lagoons. The county ships off the water from these ponds to King County's wastewater treatment plant, the same place where sewage is treated before it flows into the Puget Sound. To make sure toxic chemicals don't get into the waterway, local oversight officials set limits, and they determined the amount of arsenic in the landfill's wastewater violated the rules. So in 2018, the King County regulator fined Cedar Hills more than $90,000. They found the landfill was in significant noncompliance of its wastewater permit for discharging more arsenic than allowed on 56 occasions.
We never were told that arsenic in high levels was at the landfill.
Year after year, the county continued to get in big trouble for the same problems. It was so serious that regulators posted the county's violations publicly in ads that appeared in the Seattle Times. It hasn't been resolved. Why is that?
It's easy for arsenic to show up in the landfill. It's hard to get it back out.
Pat McLaughlin is the director of the King County Solid Waste Division, which manages Cedar Hills.
We have been in good standing with a compliance order with our regulators managing through this situation.
So this area. The county tapped engineer Colleen Christensen to help investigate the arsenic problem.
I thought we have to do something to stop this.
We drove with her around the landfill, where she used to supervise a crew who tested the area for hazardous chemicals. But records show a King County consultant also did their own testing and found the Cedar Hills arsenic levels on one day were 40 times higher than the federal limit for what's considered hazardous waste. But Colleen says her Cedar Hills bosses failed to inform her crew.
They didn't know it was a hazardous waste.
Or protect them from what they were sampling.
One of my field crew, she had to stick her arm down in it, and her arm was red all the way up to here. And she said it just felt itchy and horrible. And
Is there a public health risk currently to your employees?
No,
And how confident are you in that?
I'm as confident as I can be.
King County Public Health says the arsenic levels at the landfill aren't high enough to be a health risk. But after becoming worried about her own health, Colleen called on leaders to conduct more thorough public health evaluations.
I wanted somebody to do something about it, and I wanted somebody to do something about it now.
She started filing complaints
Governmental
to
action.
local, state, and federal agencies. State investigators from at least one agency found she was right. The county didn't do enough to train and protect employees.
Let me go see if I can.
The next month, after 30-plus years working at the Cedar Hills landfill,
I was being removed from my office. I was no longer supervising my crew.
she was reassigned to her Sammamish home office.
By moving me out of my office, I wasn't there when the regulators came. I couldn't show them what they really needed to see.
Anytime there have been concerns raised that have indicated the potential of risks, we have taken immediate and definitive action.
Do you think that you've been transparent with your staff?
Yes.
For the DeMello family, transparency is a sore subject. John and Debbie say they just learned of the years-long problem in July
Arsenic levels.
from just a casual mention on a break room flyer,
And that's when it just hit us.
leaving this family with unanswered questions.
Why did they have to wait so long? I'm really angry.
John is now seeing doctors who specialize in arsenic exposure, and landfill leaders recently told employees they've heard their concerns and hired a specialist to help monitor exposure. In the studio, Taylor Muirfendereski, King 5 News.